Yo, what's up? My name's Retro Pat, and welcome back to another episode of Dungeon Defenders. We have a lot of goals to cover, as well as I'm still working towards level 100 on my main Squire character at the moment. Now, keep in mind, as it seems some of my comments may have forgotten, or maybe just don't know, I never claimed to be very good at this game. I'm just not that good at this game. I played this game a ton on Xbox 360 growing up, and I loved it to death, but transferring over to the PC port has been like starting from scratch. This game is 100 times deeper on PC, unironically, and there has been so much more to learn, so I appreciate any patience in the comments with that fact. With that out of the way, I can't get enough of survival. I love it so much, and I keep getting so many comments from people wanting me to do the deeper well on easy difficulty up to wave 20. Now, I want to try something that is mind-blowing to me, but might seem super obvious to a lot of people. Apparently, I can start on wave 20 in survival, and hopefully the chests give me enough mana to actually allow me to compete there. That's a big deal, obviously, but this is mind-blowing to me. I assume this is because I've gotten to wave 20 before on this survival map. So maybe if you've previously gotten to that wave, you can actually just start back at that wave. Now, once I set up the traps and everything, the towers, dude, look at that mana. Jeez Louise. Over my max mana. Once I set up all the traps and everything, I am actually going to be switching over to my either my Huntress or some other character. I want to get better at leveling my other characters, and I think that's something that I really want to slowly work on here, if possible, for whatever reason, during this whole process. I do want to place my harpoons far enough to where the other ogres on this map, there's only one ogre. You know what? Maybe it's not that big of a deal. My thought process was I didn't want to place towers. Let me step up a little bit. I didn't want to place towers too close together with ogres, the ogre situation, because usually an ogre's club is hammer. It's so wide range that if you have like a harpoon like right here, it'll just hit both towers at once and obliterate them both. And you want to avoid that if possible. But here's our basics. Last time I did the slice and dices, and I do want to try a different strategy of just doing bouncer blockades and harpoons, since bouncer blockades do seem to be really good in my opinion. Now, since there's only one ogre spawn, honestly, I do feel a lot more comfortable going ahead and setting up with, you know, multiple harpoons and sort of doing this strategy. Let's see if I can get it. I should be able to place it somewhere here, but I can't get the right spot. There we go. That should be good. Nice. Can even do one up here as well. Now, we only have 60 defense units, which is definitely the hardest part of this map, but I want to get as much set up as possible here. We've got 3 harpoons on each side over here like this, and we've got 2 bouncer blockades. Hopefully the setup isn't too silly. We'll see how this goes, and then I have, what is it, 8 more defense units to use up. I can go ahead and just place an extra harpoon maybe back here, just in case of emergencies. Something like that honestly sounds pretty good to me. And then from here, dumping all of my mana into upgrades is going to be super good. Something else I hear a lot is people asking me to level up different characters, things like monks, things like summoners, which I understand have a lot of huge benefits. And I do want to get to those. I can just only play, you know, I can play multiple classes at a time if I choose to multi-box, which I want to do a little bit. But there's something so fun to me. I think if I were leveling my second or third summoner, you know, if I was leveling my, you know, a character not for the first time, I'd feel a lot more open to that idea. But in my opinion, I really enjoy playing the characters that I have never played before for the first time, like leveling them solo, because it allows me to actually slowly learn the hero, slowly learn how its towers are used, slowly learn the mechanics, the niches, stuff like that. I learn a lot more if I take my time actually playing through each level of the game solo with a class versus just hard carrying, you know, boosting the summoner to level 70, yada yada. I really enjoy that experience. Now, is that inefficient? Yes, absolutely. But something I talk about all the time is that to get the maximum amount of enjoyment out of most video games, you're usually doing some form of sacrifice between efficiency and personal fun or personal enjoyment. Now, just because you're being hyper efficient does not mean you're not having fun. A lot of people conflate that. I don't want that to be the case at all. If you enjoy playing a game 100% max efficiency, I think that is awesome, and that should be encouraged. If you want to play totally not efficient at all and be super, you know, hyper casual, or play a lot but should be, you know, whatever, That's also super cool. But if you want to do 50-50, you get what I'm saying. Play the game how you want to play it. I've seen a lot of comments recently. A lot of people always giving their opinions, and I do my best to ignore. But I thought I'd go ahead and shout out some of my thought processes a little more on this channel. This is just so much mana. It's hilarious. We're carrying back all these crystals bit by bit. I'm curious how far I'll be able to actually level everything up with all this mana. This is definitely not short on resources. Everything on this right side was able to get up to right before the 1 star, so they're all like what, level 3, I believe. Now let's do this left side. I should be able to get everything up to level 3 here, but I don't think I'm gonna get anything up to a 1 star, but that's okay. Okay, it's the last of our mana, 600. I'll be able to get one other thing over here up to 3 star. I probably just go ahead and do this harpoon turret, hilariously enough. Yeah, I'm down for that. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop all of my mana. And I'm going to switch over to one of my different heroes. Which one do I actually want to swap to? Which one do I want the XP on this time around? Probably just my Huntress. I think the Huntress is a class that I feel like I've played a fair amount, or at least enough on 360 port to feel comfortable just kind of boost leveling it here. However, let's address the elephant in the room, or perhaps the chicken in the room. And let's go ahead and talk about the gun that I am wielding here. This is the chicken gun that I wanted so desperately from that challenge. And as you can see, it shoots exploding chickens. It's actually kind of hilariously hard to see since the gun is so massive it clips through my character, but you get the picture. All right, that should be good enough. Let's just go ahead and jump into the wave. It's so strange just starting on wave 20. Maybe I'll regret this. I'll go ahead and throw up an upgrade here. Why not? Maybe I'll just super regret this, but I'm interested to see at least what happens. Ooh, the ninjas are kind of doing a lot of crazy stuff there. My I just lose, right? What just happened? Okay, so my still... I lost so fast. What am I doing? What is... I don't think... I just... I think it's just not possible. I keep getting caught. This is, once again, I'm being the dumb YouTuber for just listening to every comment. I don't... Maybe I'll have to try this guy. I don't know if it's possible for my current characters and my current character build to be able to complete this. I will try one more time just for the sake of it. All right, I'll be trying a very different strategy this time. I set up slice and dices and then one harpoon on this straight line area so that I can actually pierce through multiple enemies, and then a bowling ball turret to be able to go down the staircase. This should be pretty decent. We'll see. At the end of the day, it is my responsibility to solve this puzzle, so hopefully one day I'll be able to beat this map at least. As frustrating as it can be at times, that's definitely also the main enjoyment factor of Dungeon Defenders. It's fun to be stuck. I enjoy being stuck on a level for so long and then finally completing it eventually. After bashing your head into the wall over and over again, trying different build strats, different progressions, different level ups, etc. That's the joy of Dungeon Defenders. Or if you don't feel like doing it that day, you can just kind of do something more casual, like some brain dead grinding. I think that's another great joy of Dungeon Defenders, is the option of choice in terms of the style of gameplay. All right, here we go. Next attempt. Maybe I'm just not good enough. You know what? Maybe that's what it is. I'll try to keep that in mind here as the ninjas start coming for me. Slice and dice doing a lot more here, and I am keeping on my squire for the extra stats or whatever it can help with, right? And my towers are just getting obliterated. Yeah, I'm not even close. I could be wrong. I don't think this is a skill issue. This does seem like a, I'm just not strong enough yet. And that's you know what? That's a skill issue. I think my character not being strong enough yet is a skill issue. I have to deal with that. I have to address that, and I've got to increase his strength. So let's go actually do something I can complete. I'm really excited to eventually do the summit on insane difficulty. That will probably, one, mean that we completed the entire campaign on insane, and then secondly, it's going to get us the anime squire pet. Yes, the anime squire pet. I'm excited for it. It's a good meme. We're going to jump into Hall of Court on insane difficulty because, one, I think I could do it pretty handedly, and number two, I really like this map. It's actually a really pretty map. It's not the... I mean, honestly, it's not the worst map to play in terms of... I think there are some weird nooks and crannies that make this map a little complicated. But man, I don't know. This map has really good aesthetics. I love the castle. The castle plus the greenery aesthetic, I think, is not one you see a whole lot in Dungeon Defenders. You'll either see dreadful gray castle or like just straight greenery or like you know, castle plus volcano. You don't really see the green plus the castle very often. It's pretty much this map. At least maybe there's some DLC stuff and obviously stuff that I haven't played yet, but I'm sure there's other maps with this similar aesthetic, but I'm used to Hall of Court, and it's a fun one. This is definitely one that I could see myself exploring a lot more, as I like it, but I haven't really played it a whole ton. So having said that, I'm probably going to deal with that back wave myself for the first bit. I'm probably going to go ahead and place a slice and dice here. Probably worthwhile for all those incoming minions. I'll probably go ahead and place a slice and dice here. Just take care of the first wave. And obviously we'll add on more after. The awkward part is this area is just so awkward for many reasons. I'm probably going to put like one... Do I even bother putting a bouncer blockade for now, or do I just save my mana? I might just save my mana, honestly, jump into wave 1 and just manually attack these 3 enemies that are going to come out of this gate. So we'll take care of this guy easy peasy. Couple swings, 4 or so. Now keep in mind, my style of weapon is very fast attack speed while being, pretty lower damage on average. There's the archer as well, and the last goblin will take him out manually and take this guy out manually. Should be a pretty easy first wave. There's not that many points to where enemies can actually come in, or at least I thought, was it an archer that came over and attacked the crystal? I lose an XP boost from that, but honestly, obviously not the biggest deal in the world. Does my crystal heal on insane is the next question I have. The orange orcs are coming in. It's obliterated by the slice and dice though, thankfully. Not even a hit on it. There's wave 1 complete, still pretty dang easy. Let's see. I don't know if on it. I don't think on insane difficulty this heals. Yep. I don't believe so. Let's go ahead and grab those chests. We are at a timer, so we've got 64 seconds to build. That's something I definitely need to keep in mind. I didn't really notice it on the first phase, but I'm gonna start to notice it, This area is just so awkward. I'm probably gonna go ahead and just put a slice and dice like here. My only issue is I'm hoping it actually like attracts the enemies enough to it, Is it really worth putting like straight down here? My worry is, it probably is. My worry becomes that of the high ground. I'm going to go ahead and place it like here. And I think it'll attract them enough. And I think they have to go through this route. But what I usually do in this area as a backup is I go ahead and place a harpoon just in case anything slips through for whatever reasons. But there's not really a great way. Oh, I got an item over here. It's a sword. I usually don't pick up swords that are upgraded since I do like my little fire guy. I already forgot the name of it. So since I love my my little, chainsaw shield so much. The wave is just starting right now without me actually being totally ready, but that's totally okay for the most part. I'm going to go ahead and put a bowling ball turret here as well as some harpoons over here. I should have plenty of defense units, like absolutely plenty of defense units to where I'm really not worried about it at all. I will say wyverns are coming in. So from that direction, they're coming in. And then from this direction, I probably should go ahead and put probably 2 harpoon turrets. 1 harpoon turret facing that way, 52 defense units, so still plenty left, and then 1 on this side. However, I might have messed up the build angle. Wait, let's see. That's good enough. That guy's going to get through, though. Not good on me. He's getting a lot of damage. Actually, a fair amount of damage. Not good for me. A lot of mana on the ground, though, so that'll be really good for upgrades. Easy upgrades. I still have some extra defense units, so I'll probably go ahead and place a turret here for any extra wyverns coming in. I probably should respect those a little more. I think the wyverns just become... wyverns on this map and any other difficulty aren't really a big issue, but wyverns on this map on insane difficulty seem to be a much bigger issue. I'm going to go ahead and do some extra harpoon turrets over here just in case as well. That should be a good enough of spacing as well on this side. I should have extra defense units, so it's kind of like, why not at this point, since I'm mostly covered. We'll take care of that and then come back over here and add some extra defense units as well whenever possible. 142 out of 146 enemies complete with tons of extra time. Defense units were looking good. Last time I played this map, I ended up placing 2 cannonballs. 1 here and then 1 here as well. Now, it's a little funny because it feels like going up the swamp, it might be up the hill. I'm going to see how these fire. They felt very effective last time, but maybe that was just in my head. So I'll actually watch a little more carefully this time and see. However, I have a lot of mana, only 4 defense units left, but I have tons of upgrading to do. 10 seconds left until the next wave. Looking really close to a level up as well. Going to be hitting level 69 here in a second. I'll let you guys make your own jokes about that. A bunch of possible upgrades in terms of swords. Man, it really makes me want to move on. But I love it so much, okay? I even forget what the weapon's called now. I renamed it, and now I can't remember. But I love it's an incredible weapon. It's very nostalgic for me. At some point, I'll eventually find a weapon that is truly too good to pass up, and I will move on eventually. But for the time being, I really like the idea of just keeping it and upgrading it to full and making it work and using the stats that it has and having fun with it. Kind of reminds me of, there is a story part or a plot point in an anime called The King's Avatar. Probably the only anime to make video games not look cringe. I'm a huge fan of it. Definitely recommend. It's a Chinese anime, so the subtitles are a little faster though, so keep in mind you need to read a little bit faster. Great anime, King's Avatar. There's a plot point where he has an old nostalgic childhood weapon that he ends up fully upgrading and using as his main weapon, and that's sort of a really interesting characteristic of him, and it plays in a very unique combat style because of it. It's essentially an old umbrella that he uses as a spear and a mace and a sword and all different types of melee weapons. Not too far off from a chainsaw shield, so you know what? I think the analogy actually works pretty well here. Another wave complete pretty easily. There's a level up I was talking about. Nice, nice, nice. Should be moving into wave 7 here in a sec. There's only 8 waves, so only 2 waves more. We should be good. I'm going to dump the rest here into probably into damage. I might want to go attack rate. Attack rate would be a huge buff to the harpoon turrets. I might start going to attack rate. I've been seeing... I'm going to go 2 into damage and then a bunch into attack rate. I've been seeing people try to validate the benefits of attack rate, so we'll test it. We can always respec later. It's not the craziest thing in the world if we have to do that. It does cost like, what, 500k mana? It might get more expensive. I know in a lot of games it gets more expensive, you know, as you sort of, if you respec multiple times. We'll see if it works like that, but I'm not sure. This is actually a really good sword. Damn, this is one of those weapons where it's like, I'm going to store that for later. That is like probably better than this with a very minimal amount of upgrades. No damage done to like any towers yet, so we're pretty damn safe here. Okay, I lied. This tower had a very small amount of damage, but that's it so far. And I would guess it's from these red kobolds absolutely roid raging in. Can only do so much against those bombers before they just get some chip damage off. Ooh, this tower is taking a fair bit of damage. It's kind of interesting to see. We'll get a nice star tower upgrade on it. I think it's the shamans. There's one shaman back there healing a bunch and creating some issues. I want to not get damaged if possible, but if I need to disrupt the shamans to be able to not lose, that should be totally fine and worth it. I'll jump around here just in case. I took some damage there. It's okay. We'll take it. Take out a shaman in the process. I probably didn't need to do that. It was honestly probably worth to just keep the XP boost and let it slowly play out. But you know what? It's hard to miss an opportunity to beat up a shaman. Another star upgrade here on the slice and dice. It's so much mana. Wave 7 complete. On to the final wave we go here in a quick sec after some setup. And maybe some final touches and checking some cool armor. Wave is starting around 5 seconds, whether I like it or not. I'm trying to get enough mana to get another upgrade on one of these turrets, especially since this guy, like this slice and dice specifically is taking so much damage. So I'm gonna get another upgrade on this cannonball over here. It does feel like this swamp cannonball, wait a minute, is maybe just doing nothing. Is that a total waste? I feel like it's just hitting this and falling back down. That might be an actual entire waste of a turret, just losing defense units for no reason. It's, you know, just maybe a pico bit embarrassing, maybe a little. I actually think this tower is doing nothing. That is... All right, let's forget about it. This ogre has 460,000 HP, and it's not losing it that slowly, but it should be fast enough to where I get hit though. That's okay, but it should be just fast enough. Actually, the shaman in the back is healing it, but it should be fine. We're good. That should be the ogre down and taken care of. We'll get off the fire resist shaman, as it's primarily what our weapon does as damage. Get over to the poison resist. We don't have to worry about. Take care of. We can take one shaman out. Just killing one shaman in a sea of shamans impacts them so much. It really devastates their ability to just consistently chain heal. This tower took quite a bit of damage, but we made it. We're almost at 500 minions slain out of the 577. I think there was only the one ogre spawn. We should be pretty darn good. 2 possible helmet upgrades. That is actually something I'd maybe be interested in picking up. However, I don't think... This one's really good. Oh, no way. 11 tower HP, 12 rate. I think I'd take that, actually. That's actually a crazy upgrade. I am going to have to be, unfortunately, losing this viewer named helmet. We'll be changing that out for something else, but that's okay. We can always get it back named if we see some more positive comments. We're going to go ahead and do our upgrade here. Probably... It's a good question. Do you want to go more into damage, attack rate, questions? I'm just going to go to attack rate for the time being. I do want to see if that works. And oh, wow! That was level 70. Wait, that's a huge, okay, huge milestone, huge achievement, and just a really fucking cool thing to see. That is actually awesome. I didn't expect that at all. That's incredible. Plus, we get a gear upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and keep this helmet that was named after a viewer forever. Don't you worry. I'll make sure to lock that in my gear. But I'm going to go ahead and start upgrading that other helmet once we get over to the Defender's Forge. Level 70, man. No way. I just didn't expect to. The levels feel like really fast. I feel like I'm just so used to, I talked about this previously. I think growing up, I just did the same easy mode grinding, and I just like grinded the same thing over and over again forever and ever. I put the time into it, but I had no idea how to even slightly be a little tiny bit efficient. All right, we have 32 possible levels on this helmet. Let's just go ahead and start dumping some points into it. It's going to be way better than our previous one when we invest like minimal stuff into it. Now, do we want to dump it into HP, damage? You know, how do we want to do this? I'm probably going to do a mixture of damage and attack rate on the helmet. We'll do a couple into damage, a couple into, we'll just, you know, scatter them honestly about like this. Currently sitting at level 10, 100k XP to go in for a level up. We're going to go one more into AoE. We're going to go double up to make it 25. We're now at 18.8 total mana. I'll go down to like 18.5, let's say, or should I just go ahead and fully upgrade this thing becomes the question. Let's go down to 18.5. There we go, around that. And now it's at level 15 out of 32. This thing can be leveled up so many times. I'm going to leave it at that for now. That's going to get us back to our previous helmet range as well as, you know, end some. So that gave us a lot of good upgrades. And, you know, when we end this map, we should actually get some mana sent over to our PC as well. So we can go ahead and check that out and see how much mana. Maybe we'll go back to 18.5 if I'm lucky. Let's see, in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, it should tell me 18.9. I got way more mana than I expected, but I'll take it. That's going to be it for today's pretty chill episode of Dungeon Defenders. Thank you so much for watching. I do super appreciate it. And make sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, dislike if not, and subscribe for daily Dungeon Defenders content. I'll see you guys tomorrow as I probably continue my insane difficulty storyline. I've just been loving it so much. But you know what? Holidays are coming up, so things might get a little spooky.